after the break. You've seen a lot of them recently. I know I have too. These political attack ads that are airing right now, and we want to make sure that you have all the facts. That's why we have our Ryan Kruger in studio tonight. Ryan.
That's right, Shari. I dug through some of those facts and those attack ads. Hey, you might even see some during the commercial break. Well, after the break, I am separating the facts from the fiction in those ads.
We're tracking strong thunderstorms right now in parts of Lee County as well as northern Collier. I'm tracking them live and pinpointing when more wet weather could impact weekend plans next.
It's clearly election season, meaning you're seeing more and more political ads. And as part of our election coverage, Fox 4 Investigates will be truth testing many of those ads to give you the facts, something we call here Truth Be Told. Investigative journalist Ryan Kruger starts our ongoing series with Senator Marco Rubio's campaign claim that Congresswoman Val Demings has turned her back on law enforcement.
I'm Marco Rubio, and I approved this message.
The ad against Orlando Democratic Congresswoman Val Demings attacks her stances on law enforcement. The first claim.
Demings votes with Pelosi 100% of the time.
100%.
That's true, according to the vote tracker ProPublica. Demings and House Speaker Nancy Pelosi voted together 100% of the time in 2019 and 2020. But the claim also needs some clarification because it's missing important context. As Speaker, Pelosi only votes on certain bills and did not take part in 91% of the votes during that session.
She called abolishing the police thoughtful?
That is false. The quote comes from a June 2020 CBS This Morning interview soon after George Floyd was killed. Demings was asked about a Minneapolis City Council proposal that would have dismantled and replaced the police department with a new public safety department. She never encouraged defunding the police. Here's what she said in full.
Desperately needs to be changed. I also believe that the council is being very thoughtful in terms of looking at all of the services that police provide.
Demings said violent riots were a beautiful sight.
Here's another false claim. Demings was taking part in a forum to discuss former President Donald Trump's travel ban to the U.S. from 7 Muslim-majority countries. The former police chief mentioned protests around the country. She never condoned violence.
What concerns me is that the strain that has been placed on local government, particularly law enforcement, local law enforcement, dealing with an order that is unjust and improper. And so as we encourage our young people to get involved, I thought it was a beautiful sight.
Demings did specifically mention UC Berkeley campus protests, and while violence did break out that night, the New York Times reported the next day that the protest was mostly peaceful until, quote, a group clad in black clothing and carrying sticks infiltrated the crowd and caused violence.
Maybe she used to be a cop, but in Washington, Val Demings is just another radical rubber stamp.
The ad also tries to portray Demings as having turned her back on law enforcement. However, congressional tracker GovTrack says 1/4 of the bills that Demings has sponsored in Congress deal with crime and law enforcement.
And coming up in our next Truth Be Told segment, which is tomorrow night on Fox 4 News at 6, we're going to stick with the Senate race, where the two candidates have now released positive campaign ads highlighting what they say are their achievements. We're going to put them both to the test. Ryan Kruger, Fox 4 Investigates.